the house that long. So I have to come out, whether it's 105 or 32. So everything's doing all right. It is fall. These are called my garlic chives here. They look like grass, and yes, there is some grass in there. They're starting to bloom. The what do you want to call them? The spider webs are showing up in the morning. You can see that. Another sign of fall. This is what the garlic chives look like when they bloom. So as you can see, here is going to be a beautiful bloom. And they just seed themselves all over. All over. They're kind of like these cosmos. But these are in their 5th seeding. So I think I'm going to have to buy some new seeds. They don't last as long as you'd think. Okay, well, the garden area looks really good. I do have a complaint. Of course, I always have a complaint. The hummers are loving their hummingbird feeder. And there's a lot of them, which tells me, fall, because we get the fall here. Okay, my little tomatoes are doing all right. A little disappointed in the production of fruit. I get maybe 5 a day that are somewhat, I already picked them, but they're a little darker than that. But the birds come and get them, so I have to get them a little bit earlier. This is the sunny area, sunny garden. That is doing all right, but I have an issue with a tomato plant in there, and I don't know what it is. So I've fertilized it. I put the grub killer in it. Grubs are really, really bad here. But the major issue I am having in here is my cucumbers. Remember, they were over there on the windbreak, and the sun ate them. It almost ate me. I do have a big, nice, new spaghetti squash. But the problem I'm having is I don't have any fruit on the cucumbers I have. In here is a cucumber. They bloom. I guess they're all males. They're not producing anything. I'm able to get like 1 a day okra. I come out here and I eat the okra. So they don't get to... These are all peppers. And they got hit with leaf miners again. So I've put some 7 on it. And there's fruit on them. Let's see if we can get in here. There's some peppers. And did you know that leaf miners were one of the first insects to come back after the major, when the dinosaurs left? So they've been around for a long time, so I'm not going to fret too much about them. This is... I think that's a cucumber. I could be wrong. Let me know. These guys are doing all right. Look at, I have gotten so much. I'm going to turn yellow. I got so much yellow squash off of these. They did real well. And they're in the, this here is another cucumber. No fruit. And I look as much as I can, but the leaves make me break out. So, I don't like rashes, and I don't like being itchy. So this is another pepper. Again, leaf miners. Yeah, some of the fossilized leaves they found, which apparently we didn't have in dinosaur days as much. There's some peppers in there. Show this type of damage, which is a leaf miner. So I got a squash in here, and I don't want to take up too much time here because I got to move on. So here's my corn. Yes, it is knee-high by the 4th of July. That's a stalk. You know, again, I don't know what it's going to do. It probably will be just for the birds, but I tried. Speaking of birds, They're still eating here. This is the bird feeding area. So what I wanted to do is the other day, and I'm not very good at videotaping me working because I usually sweat and it's not very attractive for a 70-year-old woman to be sweating. This is a different kind of mesquite. See their beans? And their leaves are really small. I've trimmed this up many times and I'll have to trim it again. But I brought the weed eater out here. And by the way, I love my 40-volt weed eater. I have to have battery. I can't do the gas stuff. It's too dry to burn, but that's one hell of a big burn pile there. And I've cleaned up this area around here, so when it does burn, all I have to do is rake everything over there. I cut, oh, a lovely ant pile. I cut this guy down. This is another Mormon tea that I don't want here. It just attracts ants and they can live out here. I was going to do straighten my fence out. I have no idea why they did that, but it goes right through the way I would like to take from that post. It goes right through my burn pile. So I'll have to wait to do that. This is my existing craft shed, which after yesterday it will probably stay a craft shed. It's just going to have to be cleaned out. It's a little messy. Anybody needs Napolis or Napolis or cactus apples? I gotta love it. And I love these little screens they have on. That's too much of a mess to even show you. Dusty. It's very dusty in there, and I'm going to have to use a lot of caulking. This is the other area that I've been working on. I have a small 20-volt chainsaw coming, and it will help me trim up a lot of this stuff. Look at those things. Cactus apples. Where are the tortoises when you need them? I had a gentleman who has license for, he's actually the dog groomers, and he has 2 giant tortoises. And before they, gosh, he used to take all my apples. I've eaten them before, a lot of seeds. As you can see, the birds will eventually eat them. I'm just glad somebody eats them. I wish I had a tortoise to eat them though. Okay, side of the barn. And I was out here cutting my mesquites up, and that's when I decided, you know, I'm gonna need something different. I store all my yucca branches here. I haven't been watering because it's been so hot, and my well is very precious to me. Oh, I have to unlock. This is, so, you know, grass will come back. This will come back. The trees are big, so their roots are deep. They went 4 years without any water, but God's water, when this place was empty. I wish I could take pictures of what it looked like, or had pictures of it, because it was sad. But now it's happy, and this is a happy place. This is my little, used to be my sunset area, but the reeds have gotten too big to see the sunset. So in the winter, it's a wonderful place. Summer, it's a little hot. And this is the room where the snakes were, where the snake, not snakes, just one. And I like coming in here. I have a misting system in here. I didn't do my plants like I normally do this year because I was supposed to be traveling. But thank you, COVID, we're not. I'm going to be replacing this door. This is a cheap door from Oh, the local lumber yard here. And when I had a worker out here, he got mad at me that I bought this cheap door. Well, as you can see, let me turn it this way. It's warped big time. So we got to fix it. I'll just replace it with another cheap door since I don't have a landscaper anymore. He decided to go back to Juarez. So he left me here to my own demise. And now I can't get anybody out here to help me without paying $20 an hour. Well, I'm sorry. That's why I started buying all these power tools that are battery operated. I'll use them. I'll spend that kind of money on myself. Okay, so we're going to come out here to the shed. This is what I worked on for most of my day yesterday. Let's kind of span around here. It's still a mess. I was going to get out here and clean it before I videoed, but this is going to change here. I'm not quite sure. This used to be a tomato garden when my brother was alive, and it did real well. But I need to do something with my gardening because it's not working. No, I did not finish the outside of the shed. I promised myself that's what I was going to do, but I didn't. There was a friend of mine has, screw. Oh, that will puncture a tire. She drives bus, and on her bus, and I don't see or talk to many people anymore, but on her bus, she had a 70-year-old lady that she let ride the bus for hours because she was homeless and living under mesquite trees in a not very friendly part of town. A lot of street people live out there under trees, and a lot of people aren't nice. You know, it's just the fact. So she was scared a lot. She'd been out there for 2 months since she lost her apartment. And so my girlfriend just let them ride around on the bus. She'd ride the bus and cool off. And then she'd go to Walmart and cool off. So I told her, I said, you know, I have a shed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I could fix it so she could at least not be sleeping under a mesquite tree. Well, so yesterday, I spent the bulk of my time, excuse me, for doing all this. There's another one of those lovely, and let me open the door here. Oop. 2 locks. Okay. So, I threw this together yesterday. I had an extension cord, heavy-duty extension cord. Had an old picture going to the secondhand store, a clock that runs on battery and gives temperature and that. So I just kind of threw this together. I wanted her not to be under a tree. God wants us to take care of each other. And I know he meant this time, during this time. So I just kind of threw it together, and we got some fabulous news last night. Yesterday they told her she could move into her subsidized apartment, and she was elated. My girlfriend said she just was smiling and crying, and so I kind of put, that's my porta potty that I don't use when I go camping, and but the wall, you can't live out here in this desert with without having insulation on walls. So insulation was what I was going to do. I'm going to pack everything up and leave it in a tote here. But I'm happy. I'm happy she's got her home because she's happy. And Lord knows we all need happy news. So that made me feel really good. It was 105 yesterday while working, and it was 100 and it was just 100 inside here. That was hot enough. So that's what I did. And then this morning I thought, well, I'll get up, and I was able to work 4 hours in the heat then, but I thought I might get finished painting it, but I decided I moved one of the extra swings up here so there's shade for a while. A little solar lights so she could bring one inside. I don't know. She might have a flashlight, but it was all for naught anyway, so it's better that she's where she needs to be. And I'll get to this painting. I will. It's just not today. So I've cleaned this area up a little. I need more. That was a mesquite tree. Oh gosh, these things are hard to get out. And I don't mean clean it up. I took the weed eater out here. So paths were a little better. Oh, we'll go this way. Monster tree. Cactus. I think they're beaver tails. This one I planted in my garden where the waterfall was, and it just started growing big. And with the dogs and that, I knew I didn't need that. And there's a nest in there. So this is kind of like this is my brother John's area. He stayed here. Water for the wild creatures. They need water too. I have regular bunnies and, the beep beep. Dang it. But they come out and get water. Roadrunners. So this is a road. There's a gate, another gate over there. I'm going to get out of the bushes. There's a gate over there. And there used to be a road that went down here, where I'm standing, to that part of the garage. It's overgrown. My brother's been gone now for 3+ years. So, and I don't need it, so I don't come out here. But there's my closest neighbor, and he likes his privacy. The roof you see over there is the astrologer, and then there's a horse farm over there. Not necessarily a horse farm, he just has a couple of horses. And this tree needs to be watered. This is supposed to be like a mimosa tree, but it doesn't bloom. I think it's a male, so I'm having trouble with things not blooming this year. This is the back of the barn. Clothesline. This is wire. I've got to use this. This is stuff I want to use. I have got to find use for this. It's kind of like the Simple Life Revisited. I want to use what I have on the property. And I know that I can build a hoop house, or definitely use this stuff for trellising. So that road used to come through where I when I lived in the trailer here. I had that poured, the clothesline, but the road used to come right through here. That massive tangle of dead and not dead mesquite is where the septic tank is. So the road used to come through here and go all the way around, but it's long since overgrown. This is one of the areas this mesquite needs to be cut up. After having that rattlesnake in the house, in the screen porch, I do not want any place where I can't see under it. Now this has been here for 12 years, this junk. Uh, I don't know what the guy did, but there's a lot of shards of glass and stuff out here. He did make stained glass. But this is a possibility of my garden area here. I want to have an area that gets some shade. So you can see in there the corner of the barn. And I'm going to pan around here. The old horse stalls, pile of junk. And that post is where I want to take that jog out of the fence and just straighten it out to there. But that's probably not in my lifetime. And this is the back part of the craft shed. Needs another coat of paint. Everything seems to have something done to it. And I'm getting too old to have to do stuff to it. And I'm not going to walk back there because I have not cleaned that area. And if I had long pants on, I would, but I don't, so I won't. See how funky that is? And over here, this area here, I've toyed with the idea. These chunks of cement have to be moved over to the windbreak. I can't see it. There it is. So these chunks of cement would be moved. This is caliche. This floods terribly and would be not good at all for a garden. I mean, I would have to put so much amendment into the soil. And I do compost, but that's not enough. And I had a guy once bring his rototiller out. Oh my gosh, he stopped because it was so hard. Anyway, there's my cactus apples. If anybody wants any, you can come get it. So, another beautiful day. I think I'm going to take care of indoor stuff. I'm going to get ready for chili seasons here. So, I'm definitely going to show you let me flip this around here. Definitely going to show you how I process green chilies. I only buy now a half a sack. And a half a sack is enough for me for the year. So it'll be nice. Nice to have green chilies again. Mine are just kind of slow. So I'll be filming that. But for now, that's it. Thank you guys for watching my video and seeing where I live out in Nowhere's land. It's my heaven on earth. And I know a lot of people want to go where it rains, but I spent 20 years in the Seattle area and not seeing the sun for 3 weeks. It didn't rain those 3 weeks, but I didn't see the sun for 3 weeks. I'm very happy here. I wished it wouldn't be so much over 100, but that's global warming for you, whether you believe it or not. You just look at what's happening. But it's all paid for, it's all mine, and I love it. So you guys have a good day wherever you are. God bless you all. And let's take care of our neighbors in need. Somehow. Give to the food bank. The food banks, like in my little town, are in such need. So that's it. I'm going to end this now. I'm going to say goodbye, peace, love, and blessings from Lord. Bye-bye.